Welcome back. Now, I have a question. Who doesn't love free stuff? Today, we're going to be talking about some helpful resources that I've been dutifully stashing away to hopefully help you with your comic art. Enough intro, let's go. Resource 1 is the absolute GOAT of comic art. How to draw comics the Marvel way. Every person that has drawn comic art or every comic art YouTuber will tell you to buy this book. And should you buy it? Yes. If you're tight on money or you prefer to read online, I've got you. Let me introduce you to the Internet Archive. With this site, you can download the book for free, legally, in various different formats. If you haven't read this book yet, or you don't know anything about it, totally pick it up. It goes through so many fundamentals, from everything from characters to effects to environments. It's brilliant. Resource number 2, the GOAT of anatomy. Another legend, but this time specifically anatomy for humans, and a cornerstone of many comic artists. George Bridgman's Constructive Anatomy. I'm not gonna lie though, the text is a bit dry, but surprisingly not the driest on this list. So, I particularly just use it for the visuals. I'm a very visual learner. I won't hold it against you if you don't actually read the book. But definitely draw as much as you can from this book, as it's amazing. It shows everything. I love that the way Bridgman turns everything into blocks. And he shows what's underneath the skin and how tendons and bones affect the surface. Resource 3, the Loomis head. I'm gonna guess that you might not know that this exists. Yes, you've heard of the Loomis head. However, there is an in-browser app that you can use that twists it around in 360, which for me is super helpful, as some of those awkward angles are absolutely horrible. This is a very handy website built by the user Joel on Sketchfab, where you can tilt and turn a Loomis head in real time in your browser. For me, this is incredibly handy for those awful angles that scramble my poor brain. Resource 4, male and female head lighting tool. Similar to the previous resource, but this time for lighting heads. And this is thanks to William Nguyen on ArtStation. Again, this can work straight in your browser and is super handy because it shows you highlights, midtones, terminator lines, shadows, as well as actually having multiple light sources. Resource 5, Drawing the Head and Figure by Jack Hamm. Now we're going back to our old favourite, the Internet Archive. In case you wanted even more anatomy and face studying, because Loomis and Bridgman didn't quite click for you, or maybe you just want an extra opinion, then I recommend flicking through Jack Hamm's explanations. I particularly like his explanations for how to approach dark hair and light hair, and the way he uses angled lines to explain joint direction. Resource 6, Drawing Scenery by Jack Hamm. It is Jack Hamm's lucky day, as he has made it twice into this list. His book regarding drawing scenery goes over a lot of the really great fundamentals regarding composition, light and shadow, balance and texture. However, do you remember when I said that George Bridgman was actually the second driest book on this list? Well, this one, super dry. Poor Jack has a lot to say, but it can be quite hard to understand the text because it's small and illegible, and it could just be because I'm dyslexic, but the scan is pretty horrible. I personally just looked at the pictures, and if I found something that I needed a bit of explanation, I just read the text next to it rather than trying to go through the whole book. Resource 7, Character Design Reference Visual Library. I personally think there's an integral link between character design, comic art, and animation. And this is a wonderful library to link all of those together. With this handy website, you can browse visual collections by other artists regarding everything from anatomy of hair and ears to trousers and wizards. So if you're stuck for inspiration for your own characters, or you just want to see what others are up to, it's a really great source of inspiration. Resource 8, floorplancreator.net. Can you tell I'm a little bit in love with handy, amazing browser tools that you don't need to sign up for? Because I am. If you're struggling with perspective, particularly interiors, with this tool you can create a room filled with objects and then look at it in a 3D angle from whatever angle you need. And I know Blender is free, but it has a much higher learning curve and a slower process than just clicking things around in this browser tool. Resource 9, Body References Pinterest Board. Now this is my own personal contribution to the list. I love Pinterest, and I have a board dedicated to just body references. And with this I mean the intricacies of muscles and muscle groups and the things that I always forget or can never quite understand how they work. So feel free to hop on this if you need to look at back muscles or bicep and tricep muscles and how they link together. This is for you. And that's it, we're at the end of the list. So if you found something that was helpful, let me know down below. If you have another link that you could share with everybody, that would be great. Until next time, keep on sketching.